Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. So, whoa, do I look orange today? I have not been on this actual camera to see that. Whoa, so you can't miss me. Today, I am talking about streamlining your client sessions. So, what I would like to see is coaches having a good streamlined client session that they can rinse and repeat with every single client to keep those one-on-one sessions as efficient as possible. And one of the reasons why it's really important that we do that, you guys, is because one-on-ones can severely burn us out if we are allowed to get sucked into the emotional and mental and physical things that are going on with our clients. So one way that we do that is when we set up our client sessions at the very beginning, we let them know. We say, okay, so we're going to be on this session for about an hour. It's going to take me about 45 minutes to work through this client intake session with you. We're going to touch on some key points. And then towards the end of the session, I'm going to let you go ahead and go back and ask any questions you may have over the things that we talked about. So when you set up the session at the very beginning by letting them know, I've gone through your intake form. I've pulled out some of the really important things that I think that we need to focus on. I see the areas that might have a few red flags and things that might be beneficial for us to talk about. And so we're going to go through this really efficiently, but of course, interrupt me at any time if you want to ask further questions. But if you set it up that way and you let them know what to expect, it's going to keep them focused on what you're talking about during the session and not scooting off into other stories. Now, the key to this is that you get the intake session, the intake form before the actual client personal session, okay? So you've gotten the intake form ahead of time. You're going through it. You've got the things pulled out you want to talk about so that when you get in front of them, whether it's on Skype or Zoom or in person, you already have those things pulled out that you know are things that you need to talk about to help them reach their goals. So this is an example. Say you get your intake form back and you see on there that their goal is to lose weight. Of course, it's such a common thing, right? But then you see throughout the intake form, and I hope you're using high mileage intake forms, that they talk about some historical things in their family, like maybe, they had a mom who used to pick on them about being overweight when they were a child. Maybe you see that they're married to someone who's sabotaging, the efforts that they're making at changing the way that they eat, things like that. So you pull those things out to have a discussion over. Now, the beautiful thing about getting that information ahead of time, as I've talked about before, is it raises your confidence. You're 100% prepared to go into that session with that client. And then you're able to stay focused and on track to help them reach the goals, to help them see the things like the blind spots they may not be able to see until they get with you. And then as you're talking through the session, you're letting them know. So we've got a good, maybe 20 minutes left, and I've got a couple more things I really want to talk to you about. And then we're going to open it up and have some more serious discussion about the things that you may be unclear on. So an hour is about the amount of time you need to do a really good extensive intake with someone to get them started. So towards the end of the conversation, maybe when you first get started, maybe 75 minutes to 90 minutes. But of course you want to charge accordingly. Hi, Margaret. I was going to say good morning, but good afternoon. And so towards the end of the conversation, you're going to tell them, so what we're going to do next, this is what to expect. We're going to meet again in about 3.5 to 4 weeks. Let's get that on the calendar right now. So you get that solid date on the calendar, so there's no excuses about why they can't make it, last minute things the week before, oh, well, this came up, things like that. And yes, we know that things come up, but you get that on the calendar. They know what to expect. They know they've got about 3.5 weeks to work on the things that you're sending them by email after the meeting. So you let them know, after I get back to the office within the next 24 hours, I'm going to type up a recap of everything we talked about today with some action steps for you so that you can start getting educated and start seeing what you're going to need to do to get prepared to take action on the steps to reach your goals or to move towards better health or whatever your language is. So, when we set people up with the agenda of what to expect beforehand, it's not pressuring them. It's not making them feel hurried or anything like that. It's honoring your time, and it's honoring the fact that there is a process to this coaching. This lets them know that, you paid me for a 60-minute session, right? You're honoring yourself within that. You're following up with, the credible resources and reliable information for them to start taking action. They know they can reach out to you in between those sessions for support by email, which is my preferable way. And then they know that it's on the calendar that they're going to get to see you in another 3.5 weeks. Now, so I'm not a believer in a 6-month relationship. I think that gives them too much time to make excuses. I also don't believe we need to be talking to them every week. I feel like that leaves them, a little bit too much room to lean on you for more, not support, but for you to be doing the action for them. So in other words, could you send me that recipe or that meal plan? I didn't get time to work on that. I know we're meeting tomorrow, right? We know how fast a week goes very quickly. So if we're meeting with them every week, what have they had time to actually do? Was it stressful for them to think I've only got 6 days to clean my pantry out and then I've got to meet with her again? And what if I disappoint her or him, right? The coach. So, lay it out nice and easy, you guys. Meet with them once a month by phone, 60 to 90 minutes. If you do the intake form ahead of time, it's very easy to see the blind spots, talk about the important pieces, recap the meeting, get one on the calendar, support them for the month. Health coaching is getting way too complicated. We are holding their hand too tightly. I'm seeing this on a regular basis, especially as I dive into these one-on-one mentorships. I'm seeing, health coaches having very inefficient practices set up, which, isn't to their benefit, because the more efficient you run your practice, the more clients you can see in a day, the more time you can take to build your business or to take time off. So key to streamlining, you guys, is have a system in place that helps you to be efficient, that allows the client to know what's coming and gives you the freedom to work with more clients. It's very simple. It's very simple. Health coaching is very simple. It's everything we put the expectations on ourselves, or the extra steps, or the extra hand-holding that's making it difficult. All right, so Margaret, you have the system. You're learning how to use it. And anybody else that pops in for the replay, if you're using the system, share with us why this makes things so much more efficient and how much easier it's made your business. And if you don't have a system, tell me how you're doing things now and is it working for you? It's very rare. I would probably say about 90% of the people that I'm working with, maybe 85%, haven't even got one thing in place as far as letting people know what to expect when they work with them. So I like to know what's on the menu. Tell me what's on the menu if I hire you. Tell me what I'm going to get from you if I work with you. What are you going to offer me in terms of support? How much hand holding am I going to get, right? So let's let them lean on themselves and their own intuition. Let's be that coach and that guide to get them to where they want to be by having a streamlined process in place that honors you and the work that you've done to get to where you are with your business. All right. I hope everybody's having a great day. Happy Tuesday. And of course, go out to instituteforfunctionalhealthcoaching.com and see what we're all about. And if you're ready to be mentored and get your business going, get a system in place, send me an email to my personal email, carmenhunterhealth@gmail.com. Have a great day.